How are the things going in the higher ed? So you are planning to send talk submission to the KubeCon Europe, right? About
I
higher
did.
ed, maybe to push a
Yeah, I
bit.
submitted a talk with a student to try to have the student talk about like what was missing in their education and to talk about like what we're doing to try to fix that. So we'll see. Maybe it'll happen.
Ah, nice. Let's say that, well, in Guatemala, I was working with some students working on a thesis, and
Mm-hmm.
I changed a little bit my curriculum or syllabus to include cloud native technologies. So that's the reason of Catherine to include me in the higher ed, just to give ideas, share my experience, or well, help with the movement, right? So that's the idea, to be in this kind of groups.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah, that's the hope.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to convince a combination of ChatGPT and Bard to take my course schedule for the spring and turn it into invites, like into calendar items for my
Ah, interesting.
calendar. Yeah, but for some reason, so ChatGPT now has a thing where they don't have like an ICS generating library anymore, and I swear to God, I used to use it, but Bard keeps not putting in the time, just the day, and so it's like all day events, and I'm like, what? Um, but yeah, it's really weird. Um, so I don't know if we're going to get very many people today, is my suspicion.
Mhm. Democratizing cloud native education, television.
Sorry.
No, just reading the issue that you were working, that democratizing
Oh,
education.
yeah. So Catherine put together a charter that's linked to in there. And basically I'm hoping to get, I was going to see if we got any more feedback on it from people in this meeting. And it has a couple of comments on it currently, but my guess or my request would be is like, get a little bit more, see if we want to talk about it in this meeting. And then I was thinking about sending um a, like a vote out on it, to say, so we could do it kind of in a disconnected way and maybe just submit it as a GitHub issue, and then, essentially, get like, I don't call it four, or three LGTMs to ratify it.
Mhm.
I don't know, would that make sense to you as a way to kind of call it, voted on, so that we wouldn't have to vote on it in the meeting if there weren't enough people?
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. Partner with academic. Just reading the issue, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mm. Issue number one. Mm. Mhm. Oh, I didn't posted my repository there. Let me see. Yes, I remember you were creating like templates to create content, ideas, organize the things, right? The last time. I remember that you showed it. No, I think that there was another guy showing templates to create modules, lessons, or something
Oh,
like
yeah, it's a template. There's a template of not I thought you were saying grade modules, but no, to create them. So there's a template like kind of is like a guideline to say,
Mhm.
here's all the various sections we should have. That is in shoot, I lost my window. Oh, here it is. It is in the educational model modules directory on the Google Drive. So I wonder if I should separate these docs. Oh my God, everything got very slow. So yeah, in here, but I feel like maybe we should separate it so that the template is its own file.
Yeah, let me see. I think that all the people is on vacations in December.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, it's also, I mean, it's stupid busy right now, at least for me, because it's right at the end of the semester, right? My last day of classes is Tuesday. And then finals, so like come Wednesday next week, everything gets a lot slower. But right now it's crazy busy trying to get all the students prepared for finals and all that jazz.
Mhm. Mm. I think that examples in this document are pretty similar that the thing that I have in my repository.
Yeah. And like, as I kind of said in the last meeting, is, in some ways, I suspect this work may be a lot of curation. Like, I think there's a lot of people out there who have similar content to what we want. And it's kind of like, kind of putting it in one place or even putting, links to it in one place and making sure that it's like complete and uniform, so, you're in particular one, let's just say, right, like, you have learning objectives and you have requirements, but for whatever reason you don't have prereqs, right? And so the idea would be like, okay, hey, let's get in prereqs in there so they're all consistent in style.
Mhm.
And then so like just so that they're uniform, so that when somebody comes along and wants to potentially consume one of them, or use one in a class or something, they already know what the standard looks like and things like that. So
I think that we have like a document to take notes for this session, right?
yeah, it's yeah, I can send you a link.
And let's take notes.
Yeah, it's here.
Same. Okay. Okay. December 7th. Okay. Attendees. I think I like I write your name. And,
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm always on the fence of like when I create the agenda, should I put my own name in because I'm probably going to be at the meeting.
review the chapter. Approve vote for the chapter. Let me see. Review the chapter. Okay. Charter. Faculty and higher education groups create collaborative global source of development. Ah, okay. The main goal is develop a cloud native curriculum. Okay, that's the main goal.
Yeah.
Okay. Provide a platform to exchange ideas and lessons between universities. That's the other goal, let's say. The secondary goal.
Mhm.
Mission. Okay, the mission and empower faculties. Okay, meaning okay. Now I understand what is higher ed about. Okay.
Good, that
Develop
was kind of the point
already.
of the
Okay. And now what do you think that are the next steps, or what is in your mind about higher ed?
Basically, you know, you, for example, taking the content that you have and, you know, trying to make sure that it has the format of that template, and either, you know, kind of moving that content, or, you know, if you want to kind of retain some level of, you know, kind of authorship visibility, referencing it from, you know, kind of our GitHub. Now that we finally have the GitHub repo, you know, kind of referencing it and saying, okay, you know, here's the title of it, and here's where you go find this content. And we know that it'll be in the right template, and we make sure that we put a license on it that is consistent with the rest of the you know, content, right? So my recommendation would be like a Creative Commons, you know, by attribution, but then pretty much open after that. So yeah.
Okay, so I should to use this template, the one that is called Proposed Education and Models, right? Create my content based on that structure, then share
Yeah,
it.
that's the idea.
Ah,
Is, you know, and if it's you know, this template is just as reviewable as everything else, right? We just you know, we kind of wrote it and thought this seemed reasonable. So it may be that you know, if you're trying to convert content to this template, that you're like, oh, I really need this other section, right? Then, you know, we can always add it because it's, you know, there's
okay.
not a lot of content behind it. You know, so it's an untested template, you know.
Okay. Okay, now I understand. Okay. And we are going to have like a site of or repository to centralize all the information, or a website.
Yeah, exactly. So my, at least for now, my thinking is that it's basically a GitHub repository.
Okay.
And it might be that GitHub repository has a page in it that, or like has a directory in it, let's say, that's called, you know, modules or something. And then there's just a README file in it, which is like a whole mess of links, you know, with titles, or they might actually be directly there. I was going to create kind of my proposal of what that would look like, and just kind of see, you know, what happened.
I think that I have an easy idea. Let me see. I saw something in the, well, let's say that I'm exploring the tag environment sustainability, but they posted some diagram like how to start contributing. But they
Yeah,
create.
so I have other issues in the repo to kind of lay in some of that content as well. But I kind of, in the last meeting, we kind of all agreed that having a charter was kind of the first step. So let's get the charter.
Okay. Ah, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And then start to like load in other stuff.
Okay. We will take a look to that diagram because it was like pretty easy to understand. Like somebody, let's say there is somebody new in the group and just look into the diagram. Ah, this is the way that I can start contributing. So
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but if you look, I mean, if you go, I put the GitHub link in the chat. If you go there, like there's literally nothing. So that was kind of the, you know,
so that okay.
yeah, so it's completely empty at the moment. And so, but
Right
what
now it's an
the
official
thinking,
tag.
it
Right now.
is, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
interesting.
so sort of.
Okay.
Technically, we need to have one of the things that actually there should be an issue for it. But I would rather get Catherine's feedback. we need a vote by the contributor strategy group to make us official. But we have a lot of the official trappings. We just don't have we're not actually official.
Okay, so I remember where is the tag requirements. I don't remember the page. Let me see. See if tag. Yeah. Okay. So review the charter. I read the charter. Okay, meetings. For me, it looks okay, the charter. Pretty simple. The goal, develop the curriculum, secondary, create content or contact the universities. Okay. Okay. NCF.io. See. Contribute. NCF tags. Discuss the approval vote for the charter. And who approves that vote or who gives the vote?
At least for now, because we have a relatively small group, what we should do is we set a number of vote, like how many votes we need, but anyone can vote.
Anyone inside the higher ed, let's say in this meeting, like we are 10 people, we should vote.
Yeah, so I basically and so there's not going to be anybody voting from the random internet, most likely, right? So we can be pretty confident that it's only people in the Slack channel who are going to want to vote. And so one of the ways you do it early on when you have a really small group of people is a relatively small group of people, you just say, okay, what percentage of the people who kind of show up is sufficient to make a decision?
Okay.
And so,
Yeah, so
that's why I was kind of thinking like I think 3 votes is probably sufficient. Maybe maybe 4 votes is probably sufficient to make a decision. For example, what the charter is.
Okay. I can give my vote. Yeah. No, but count with me. Let's say that in the context of underrepresented groups or something like that, I represent Latinos. So I'm from Guatemala, so I represent that part. And let's say that is not like easy, but let's say in the university I work with this content and it's easier for me just to adapt my content and share my content here, right? So in that way I can contribute or create projects or.
Right.
Yeah, but can't with my vote. I couldn't be president.
So I will push. So I'll make the GitHub issue to kind of do the voting on, and then I'll push that in Slack and basically kind of give the voting rules there. And then and by extension, that'll kind of also get people to say, okay, yeah, that sounds like a good voting rule,
Oh yeah, Slack has that option, right, for a small voting pool. Yeah, I remember. You
Sorry,
can
say that
create
again.
that kind of, yeah. I think that you can create a voting pool in Slack, I think. I remember.
Oh, yeah, but I want to do it more public, so I'd rather do it on a
Ah,
GitHub issue.
okay, okay. New business discussion reason to play. Ah, reason. Let me see. Where is the reason? Um, Review action item from the last meeting. That's the last action items. The convert charter draft. Mhm. Refine the GitHub repo structure for charter, but the repo is
That's kind of
empty.
what we were talking about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that was what we were talking about. Is like I just hadn't gotten to it yet,
Mhm.
but I should have it today with any luck.
Okay. Let me see. Let me see for another on another tax just to take like an idea. Like that, my internet is not. I will try to reconnect from my internet connection. Give me
Okay.
a sec.
Do you reconnect or?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't see you leave and come back. I just
Yeah. Can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay. I'm back. Just let me see. Okay. Oh, interesting. The tag M sustainability is not in the CNCF tags, it's on the CNCF repository.
Yeah, it seems a little, I think the tags versus like which one is all and working groups, there seems to be a little bit of like lack of clarity on exactly what they are, particularly ones that are not related to like code.
Maybe we should take the tag M sustainability just an example of the structure, just to have an idea how they are moving the or organizing the content.
Yeah, I read a bunch about it before the last
Oh.
meeting. Yeah, to go and try to figure it out. So I think what we're supposed to be is a
Mhm.
working group underneath the contributor strategy tag for the moment. And then if we start to make material progress, we might graduate to being our own tag with then working
Oh,
groups under our tag around maybe different focus areas for the higher ed stuff.
interesting. Yeah, I agree. Mm, okay, I found the interesting. Okay. Business, but the reason. Ah, well, we discussed the reason for template the educational model, so we are fine with that. According to the agenda. Basically, the agenda ensure non-fun. Okay. Ah, yeah, the template is currently untested, but I can test it. It works for me, right?
Yeah, exactly. That would be some great feedback, actually.
Hmm.
Can you give me 1 second?
Yeah, for sure. And then, let me see. Mm, mm.
So I managed somehow to get triple booked for now. So if you wouldn't mind terribly, if we wrapped up the meeting a little early, so at least I could go to one of the other meetings I'm supposed to be in. But yeah, like it would be really excellent if you could take a look at the template and try to, adapt some of your content to it. And maybe just drop a link in the agenda to it. Do you want an action item on the list?
Yeah, I
Or a
wrote
GitHub issue?
that I will test the template with. Okay, I will test the template with a Kubernetes Hello World module or a Containerd module, something simple.
Yeah, cool. I'd probably lean towards the Hello World one.
Okay.
But not it's not a strong preference.
Okay.
Cool.
I think that I will test that. The next meeting is in, I don't remember.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
But what does that fall on?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, somebody just came by and said, "Aren't you supposed to be in a meeting?" So yeah. So I'm gonna run. Yeah, so the next meeting should be in 2 weeks, which would be the 21st. And I don't know, we should be able to hold it. We may not get a whole ton of turnout, but I'll actually have a lot of free time between now and then once because classes end for me on Tuesday. So I could actually do some stuff before then, so that would be lovely. But yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. I will try
cool.
to create this Hello World module and give my
Yeah, that'd be
feedback.
excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be really great. All right, cool. All right, I will talk to you soon then.
Yeah, for sure. Nice to meet you.
Later.